This is probably the biggest one right here. You allow people that hurt you to affect the way you feel about Jesus. So you get choked up by other people and how they treat you. Let me tell you something. The second that you allow a person to determine how you feel about a Savior is whenever you've taken a very, very, very rough wrong turn. Jesus is perfect and everybody else is not. And so let me open your eyes to something. People in this room are going to hurt you. It's going to happen. We're human. You're going to hurt us. But the thing is, Christ is perfect, and you should never allow the way you think about Jesus to be determined based on the way a person may have treated you. And that's what happens a lot of times. The person will come into church and they're like, I love Jesus. And then, oh man, did you see how he just looked at me? I will cut him. That's what you say. And then we're like, man, I'm out of this church, man. Jesus, whatever, I'm out. You're allowing a person who is sinful and not perfect to affect the way you believe in a God that you say a while back transformed your life. Let me ask you a question. You go to Taco Bell and the person behind the counter offends you. Are you going to stop going to Taco Bell? No, you ain't going to stop going to Taco Bell. You want that grilled steak taco, that Frito burrito, I don't know what, a 7-layer burrito, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You want that food, so you ain't going to stop going to Taco Bell. But how come whenever we come to church and the thing that we're looking for, in the same way that when you go to Taco Bell, you're not going there for that person, you're going there for the food. We come to church for Jesus, yet when we come to church, we get offended by people when we leave. That makes no sense, but it happens a lot of times. It happens so many times because we get offended, and maybe even sitting in here right now, you don't even want to hear what I'm saying because you're that person that gets offended, and you've gotten offended, and you're like, I'm out, I don't even want to hear, I don't even know why I still come, but I do. And you gotten offended by somebody in the past, and now you're like, Jesus, I don't even believe in you because of him. There is no way that a person can look upon something as glorious as Christ and be in communion with him and be praying to him and be seeking him and be running with him and walking with him and then turn around and give him the stiff arm. There's no way you can do that. It's not possible. And so the question may not be, did I love Jesus and walk away? The question may be, did I ever really love Jesus to begin with? Because for a person to see Christ and turn away is something that is not possible. And so we get down to the fact that the reason that we get choked up, the reason that we get caught up in cares of this world, we get caught up in our reputation, we get caught up in a girl or a guy, we get caught up in how a person has hurt us, our shame. It's all a result of putting more of an impact or an impression on that and less on the gospel, which is a lack of belief in the gospel. We have to come to grips with ourselves and ask ourselves the tough question, do you actually believe it? Or is it just a story? Let me tell you something. Coming to Generation on Wednesday nights is not going to be something that when you get up to heaven, Christ says, oh, you went to Generation? Come on in. That cool guy with the dreads was there. That's not going to be what gets us into the pearly gates of heaven. You have to ask yourself, do I believe the story of the gospel? And does it impact me? Does it affect me? If you do nothing, it will cause you to turn away. You'll slip, you'll stumble, you'll even fall sometimes, but you'll never quit. You'll never quit.